Hey everyone, and welcome to my page. Welcome to Jan Mayfield's page, and we're here today because it's mental health. Well, it was World Mental Health Day on Sunday, so I decided to carry it over into the week. So yesterday we had a brief look at what is mental health, and quite a few of you were describing your mental health. And so today we're going to be just talking a little bit about that feeling of being stuck and how to overcome it and how to move on from the feeling of being stuck. So anybody on here now that's got that feeling or had that feeling of being stuck and not knowing where to turn, not knowing what to do, and not knowing how to get out of that stuck situation. Hey Nikki. That can be to do with, sorry, my lead's all twisted. I have to say, I didn't realise you could all see that. I've just pulled it out. Sorry, I just pulled the lead out. But anyway, so we're talking, hi Georgina, hi Mary, hi Nikki. So we're talking today on the continuation in the mental health theme for this week. We're talking about that feeling of being stuck. Do you feel stuck? Excuse me. Do you feel stuck? Have you felt stuck in your life? Well, how did you get out of it? What did you do? Did you get out of it? Are you still stuck in it now? So if you tell me some of the feelings that you have when you're in that stuck space. I know when I felt stuck, it was like I was never ever going to get out of it. It was like there wasn't an ending. I couldn't see a way out. Everything seemed to close in around me. And I thought I didn't know how I was going to move forward. I thought that was how I was going to be for the rest of my life, in that stuck place, in that place where, you know, you don't really feel very good about yourself. You know, hey Rach. That place where you don't really feel very good about yourself, that place where you just really want to sink into the sofa or the bed and you just want to close your eyes and hope that somehow you're going to teleport out of where you're feeling. So anybody on here wants to say about their stuck? So that's what we're looking at, that feeling of being stuck, how to overcome it and move forward with it. So always with any of this, hey Kimberly, nice to see you. Nikki Clark's just saying that's how she feels. So it's always, you've got to remember to help yourself to come out of anything like that is to realise that you're in it for a reason. Oh, did you do it, Georgina? No, you see, that's just the first step. So what let me just go to Georgina. So yesterday we were talking about writing stuff down, ripping it up, burning it and flushing it down the toilet. So write it, rip it, burn it, flush it. Georgina's just saying that she's done that. These aren't miracle cures. These are a way of taking away layers that no longer serve you. So you will have taken away a whole lot of stuff that you might not realise that you've taken it away until you move forward. So you feel, what did you say? But still feel he as one, as he is loving it through mental torture. So the next stage is to start embracing it. So to not think of him as winning, to think of yourself as winning, to think of yourself as being able to move forward as yourself and forget that he's kind of got that, in your case, that he's got that not so much a hold over you, but the words that he's given you, and I can't remember everything that you typed up yesterday, but everything that he's given you, said to you, the mental torture and all that, it's still very raw. So that is still around you. So what you've done by the write it, rip it is take away a lot of the emotion connected to that. So now you'll need to start to understand that actually what's gone on has always been meant to go on. However bad it is, you have to understand that it was meant to be. So it's meant to be to take you where you need to go. So as you're on your journey moving forward, although it's awful, although it's hard, although you can't always see an ending, it is your way forward. So the coming through it and coming out of it is your way forward. And that's why I said to some of you yesterday that you need to think of it as a long-term plan to come out of something that, you know, has really played with your mind, played with you mentally. And if you're on medication and stuff like that, you can't just come off and you can't just make a switch happen and change it. You have to do it over time. And I always say, give yourself 2 years. If anything changes, well, things will change within that time, but not to think, oh, I'm better within, you know, a month, because you will only fall back again. So what I would say to Georgina, she says, but feel he still has won as he loving it through mental torture. So I would just say, thank you very much for the way you are. I wouldn't use the words mental torture. I'd just say thank you very much for showing me who you are. I am now ready to release you. Thank you for showing me your true colours. I'm now ready to release you. So that means you're facing him. You might not be saying it to his face, but you're saying, thank you very much for showing me mental torture. Thank you very much for showing me whatever else he's done. So you're saying that. So this is mental torture and this is you. You're saying thank you for that. You're saying you've shown me your true colours, and then you're saying I'm ready to go forward. So when you're ready to go forward from the mental torture, you accept it. You say you're thankful for it, you're grateful for it, because there's only you that's going to come out of this bigger and better than you were before. So as you say thank you for this, you start to move on in your life, and the mental torture starts to fall down and shrivel because new things begin to come in your life. You have to trust the process. You really have to trust the process. I'm not doing readings tonight, Nicole. This is all about mental health tonight. So you need to understand that it is a process. So you've taken the first step, which is amazing. And then you're going to take another step and another step, and you'll soon understand what I'm talking about. And thank you so much for sharing. And on these sessions, I am giving away, I forgot yesterday, so I'll give away 2 30-minute calls with me, but it's not to do readings, it's to help you to help yourself to move forward. So I'll give away 2 on here tonight. So Nikki's saying, I feel at the moment that things just keep going wrong. Every time things seem to get better, something else happens. Had a very rubbish year. My anxiety is quite high at the moment and I feel anxious all the time. Feel I need to do something but not sure what. I think meditation is one thing I should do, as it helped me last time. You definitely should come and join me, and I'm going to write your name down and I'm going to message you when I do it. You definitely should come and help me into realign. Come and help me. You can come and help me. Of course you can. Come and be with me and other people in the group. Realign to your true self, which starts on the 1st of November. And even if you can't make the group, it's 7 p.m. So it's back now. In a Zoom session. If you can't make the group, if you can't make the Zoom session, there's a Facebook group where you can listen to the replay, but everybody needs to be there on the first session, and it's free. There's no charge for it or anything like that. And this is the 6th one that I've done, and everyone that's on it, apart from a couple that felt they've got too many pressures from home, have found a difference. So Nikki, I would definitely suggest coming on there. In the meantime, to start, yes, your meditation, that's amazing, but also to be grateful. So to not say things are going wrong, what you need to be talking about is things are going right, because all the things that are happening, although you as a human being think they're going wrong, let's just say your soul is making that happen. So your soul is making the things happen that human you thinks is going wrong, but your soul is laughing because it's saying it's taking you, you're learning this, you're doing that, it's taking you here and it's taking you there. So your soul energy is going forward with the flow, but the human you is saying, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, I don't like this shouldn't happen, that's nasty, that's bad. But all the time it's leading you where you need to be. And I hope you can understand that in such a way that I'm not kind of belittling your problems and your things because they're so real to you. But to your soul energy, it's like saying, come on, you can do it again. Come on, you can do something else. And if you sit down, Nikki, and look at all the things that you say are going wrong, and there might be in your eyes, but not in your soul eyes. So if you look at all the things that are going wrong and you write down what you've learnt in each one of those situations, those scenarios, even if somebody's passed over, you will have learnt something. You will have connected to someone, or something would have been there. There would have been something. So you've lost 2 pets in 2 weeks. Now, I can remember when, where is it? Let me have a look. Well, I can't see where you wrote that. You wrote something, 2 pets in 2 weeks. So something might happen later on in life. So let me just tell you about when my children's rabbit died. And then I'm not saying this is the same for you, because this is just what happened with me. So my children, they had a rabbit die. They loved this rabbit. They used to put it in a pushchair, the doll's pram, take it for a ride. It used to stretch out like this with its big floppy ears, and loved it, absolutely loved it. And it died. So we're like, oh my gosh, how do I tell the children? What do I do? What blah blah. So I had to tell them the rabbit had died. So then we had a little funeral, we had prayers, we dug a hole, we put the rabbit in the hole. I think we put it in a box first, but it had gone stiff, laying flat. So you can imagine what I had to do. I had to find this box, and I think in the end I cut the end so its legs were on the outside. But they didn't see that because I covered it over with a blanket. But I dug the hole, I put the rabbit in, did all the prayers, talked about funeral, talked about, heaven and things like that we'd never talked about, because they were only, well, there must have been 4 and 5, because their dad died when they were 5 and 6. And the rabbit had died before that. So for me, looking back in hindsight, the rabbit died to give me the opportunity to talk to my children about death, about burial, about cremation, about heaven, about soul things. Although they were young, I still mentioned it. So everything happens for a reason. I 100% believe that rabbit died to give me the opportunity to speak like that. But so you can always find a positive within a negative. I know you've lost 2 pets within 2 weeks, and that is really, really difficult. I mean, if you've got a dog running about in the house, I guess it's different to a rabbit, but it wasn't to my children. They would have treated the dog the same as the rabbit, but there's always good that comes from it. So you need to think, you need to see, sorry, I'm scratching, I'm getting spirit coming around, and I don't want that on this session. So what I would say is look at the pet. What pet was it? Who was around? What did they die from? And then as you move forward in your life, you're going to see a connection back to your pets. You will. I know you will, because everything happens for a reason and everything joins together. So yes, you're very sad about it. Very sad. You're upset and you're missing. You'll always miss. But when time goes along and you see the connection, it's like, oh, that was meant to be. Oh, I was meant to feel that. I was meant to see that, and when you can think like that, but not yet if it's too soon, when you can start to think like that, it releases the badness of the passing and gives you that feeling of meant to be, meant to happen, knowing, feeling that your soul is actually working for you, and it's the human that interrupts it. If you can think like that, and I know most of you on here can, but that's how I would view anything like that. I really would, and I would be as cut as that. I would say, well, my pet's passed, and you feel sorry and you do whatever you need to do for a little while, and then you say, but what and why has this happened? What is it giving me? It will always give you something. You might have had unconditional with your pet, and that's an amazing thing. I don't have dogs or cats. I just don't. I love them and I would have them, but I just feel I haven't got time. So, you will have had unconditional love. You will have gone through so much. So find those good things that have happened with your pets and what happens afterwards with the death, and see where it all joins in your life. It will do. I know it will. Bless you. It must be so hard. Do you know what that's what I'm thinking as their first major loss? So it's probably getting them ready for something else. Yeah. So it's your children's. Have you got young children? Your children's major loss. Just hope it's none of my family. If it is one of your family, I'm not saying it is. If it is one of your family, then it's whoever it is. Then they're meant to go. So either you've been meant to talk, they've meant to experience death for a reason. And it could be something else. Somebody else might talk about death and your children can help them. It might be one of your children's friends might have a granny that passes and then your children can help. You know, there's lots of things. It's not just going to be how it happened to me. But there will be something, that's for sure. Yeah. Tracy, good morning. I come on here that many different times of the day. I don't know what time it is. So good evening for me here. I believe everything happens for a reason, says Tracy, and I always try to see the positive and negatives in everything and discover what I've learned. That's perfect. That's what you should do, I believe. And I believe it pushes you forward through something quicker than if you try and go round it or stop. If you try and stop, the problem's still there. If you try and go round it, you still haven't faced it. So to go through it and with it, like you say, positives, negatives, even write it down. What are the positives of my pet's passing and what are the negatives of my pet's passing? You know? Yeah. You make so much sense. You make so much sense now. As my mum died, Dad just died. My sister is waiting to die, and now mental torture, and tonight feeling totally alone. But this is a lesson to rely upon me. You are you. You are the only you. And it's you that takes yourself forward. It's you that makes things happen. You were born you. You were born to parents and grannies and all that, but you was born you. You wasn't born as two joined together, or you wasn't born, even twins weren't born joined together, not some are obviously, but it's you. That you must remember, it's you. Every lesson comes back to you. Every scenario, everything that you do comes back to you. So when you feel stuck, it comes back to you, because it's only you that's going to be stuck. And one of the ways to overcome it is to be thankful for being stuck, because it's giving you thinking time. So for me, if I'm stuck in my life, or if I feel like I can't move forward, I just say thank you, and to the universe, because that's what I talk to. I just say thank you, universe, for giving me the space to enable me to think and plan the next part of my life. That's how I would do it. So think of it as a plateau, think of it as a place. So the stuckness is a place for you to be, to think about what you need to do and where you're going and how you're going to do it. So you might just need to make a tiny little plan, a tiny plan, and that just gives you that step forward into the next part of your life. And, you know, to move on from it is the little steps. So each little steps moves you away from the experience that you're having that's keeping you in that stuck place. It's simple when you talk about it. It's not simple when you're in it, because you've got the emotion connecting to it. However, you can make it easier than it is now. That's for sure. So has anybody else got anything they want to share with their mental health, and like we're talking about being stuck and how to overcome and move on from being stuck. So we've covered quite a lot there, and thank you, especially Georgina and Nikki, for sharing your circumstance really, and being amazing on here. And not minding sharing, because a lot of people don't like sharing their stuff, especially when it's on a page, not in a group. But thank you for that, and I'm sure this will be put on my YouTube channel as well, so that people can see and understand, you know, a little bit more about themselves and about the mental health. Bless you. How do you stop having a drink to suppress the feelings? I can't. That's difficult for me because I don't drink, but it's like when you stop smoking, you go for sweets, or something else. So you've got something inside you that you're suppressing. So you're suppressing something inside you, and alcohol makes you feel better. Some people would go for sweets, some people might go for chocolate. I don't know what I'd go for, really. I don't know, because I don't drink. So you replace it with something else. But unless you're getting drunk and out of control and it's affecting your health or could be dangerous, I would say tell yourself you can have one glass of wine or whatever you drink at night, just one, and give yourself permission to have that. But then keep yourself busy during the day. So when you feel like a drink of alcohol, go for some juice or something like that. And I know it's not the same, and it takes perseverance, it takes willpower, but you could say maybe have one with your lunch, one at night, then go to one at night, then go to one every other night. But tell yourself that you can have that one. You don't deprive yourself fully of something that you're quite kind of reliant upon, else it becomes even more difficult. So I would say replace some of the drink with juice, because it's kind of a thicker, more tasty consistency than water. And then I would go to every other night, one glass or one bottle, or not bottle of wine, bottle of beer, or whatever it is that you drink. I would reduce it slowly. And then I could also replace it. So you might want to replace it with, definitely with juice, but there might be something else that you really like instead of alcohol that you could replace it with. Yeah. But don't try and stop straight away, because if you try and stop straight away, sometimes it can have an adverse effect. So that is like your comfort blanket, and if you snatch your comfort blanket away, it can make it really difficult for people. So we was talking about doing meditation earlier. So when you're going to sleep, put a meditation on, so that you can go to sleep to the meditation, and that will help. Yeah. You don't need confidence, Tracy. Listen, why don't you come on my Realign to Your True Self 7 sessions in November? Let me put your name down. And even people that have done it before come back again and something else changes. So struggling to have confidence in myself to move forwards to new things. So you forget confidence, right? Forget it. You can't learn confidence. This is my opinion. You can't learn confidence. What I believe is that when you have like a faith, and I don't mean religion. Yeah, sorry, Laura, I think I might have missed something. I haven't got to your comments yet. So when you, what was your question there? Struggling to have confidence in myself to move forwards to new things. So you don't need to have confidence. You can't get confidence. You can't give confidence. You have to have a trust and belief. So you trust and believe that you are the best person to do whatever it is that you're doing. You need to trust and believe that the universe will only give you what you can deal with. So you can have angels, God, universe, whatever your thing is. And if you haven't got a thing, then you just use a nothing. It doesn't matter. But you have this belief and trust that you're being given what you need to have. So in your case, when you want to try something new, what did you say? Move forward and new things. So you forget about moving forward, you forget about confidence, but you have a trust and belief. So what is your new thing? So you think of a new thing that you want to do, and you say, hey, universe, I'm ready to do painting by numbers. And I'm ready to do that now and show the world the paintings that I do. So then you say to the universe, you get your painting and you start doing it, and then friends will come round and they'll like it. And that is what gives you the confidence. People looking at your stuff and saying, oh, that's good, this is good, I like this, I like that. But it's your faith and belief that gives you perceived confidence from other people. So people will say to me, let's just say, for example, people will say to me, oh, you must be really confident to do this. Like if I go and do a stand-up or, do some of this work speaking in front of a lot of people and that, they'll say, oh, you must have a lot of confidence to do that. And I haven't. I remember sometimes when I'm going to stand up in front of people, like my belly just turns over and it's like I'm going to be sick, like vomit, but it's just the adrenaline that's rushing through me, because I believe that if I wasn't supposed to do what I'm doing, the universe would be giving me something else. So you have to trust and believe that the universe gives you what you need at any time in your life. So if you're saying that you haven't got confidence to move forwards and do new things, then the universe is going to say she doesn't want confidence, because they'll look at it like that. Because you're saying you haven't got it, they'll think, well, she doesn't want it. So what you need to say is things like, I'm really happy to be moving forward and I can see new things entering my path. So if you say that, then that means you're moving forward and you can see new things and the universe will bring it. I definitely wouldn't say struggling. I definitely wouldn't say confidence. And I would say I am moving forwards and happy to see new things on my path. That's all you need to say and think. You don't need to think all these other words that we put there. That's all you need there, Tracy. Kimberly's saying, Jan, as you know, I've lost many family members here recently. I sit in calm. I know more to come and I know that everything is for a reason. I do have some grief still, but I'm not caught up in the emotions. That's perfect, Kimberly. And it is bringing yourself into that calm space that's important. Bringing yourself into that calm space that's important. So Laura's just saying, hey Jan, I just got notified I've been stuck the last week because I took a positive action when I never take action to move forward. Yeah, we'll share that on Thursday then when we do the group work. Share that on Thursday. Now I can't tell you on here because it's public. But sometimes people, hey Mandy, we called you Mandy Bambi. Yeah, we'll speak about that on Thursday. Remind me, because that's personal to you and you like to share in the group. I know that. What else am I going to say? Yeah, definitely talk about that. I learned so much from your book that still helps me today. My mind reflects back to your book a lot and in the healing process. I'm so happy about that, Kimberly, for you. Because even if just one person gets something out of any of my books, then the book has done its job, Hey, Gloria. So Tracy's saying, remember we've just been talking to Tracy and talking about Tracy's situations. And Tracy says, my divorce was due to DV. What's DV? DV. Domestic violence, sorry, domestic violence. And after 4 years, I'm still struggling to believe in myself. Inside myself, I know what I should be doing. In reality, I freeze. So what you need to say is, this is going to sound weird. I've got 3 books. Well, I think Kimberly's talking about Zoetic Soul, this one. Zoetic Soul. She was talking about that. And then there's a journaling book and another one that I've got a chapter in, but she'll be talking about that one. Zoetic Soul. It's on Amazon and everywhere. It's cheap on it's quite a big book, so it's $14.99 if you're in the UK, but you can get the version, Kindle version, I think it is. If you want a cheaper version, it's up to you, but the hard copy is good to write on and make notes in. So when you've had domestic violence and all this going on, it's going to knock you down. There's no question about that. However, what you need to understand is that it wasn't your choice, right? So it was the choice of the person that did that to you. So I would be if this was me, and I have had some of this, but in the very distant past, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, I had this with 2 people. And you have to accept that the person did it because they chose to, right? So it's all about acceptance. I don't believe you can forgive something like that unless it's 30 years down the line and they're dead, like mine is. And it's like, okay, I forgive you now, you know. But it's to be accepting. So this is what I would say. Dear universal energies or your God or whatever, I am accepting that blah, 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 used domestic violence towards me because it was their choice to do it. It was their choice. However, I am now ready to release all my emotional connections to their choice. Please release me. Thank you. And fill my life with abundance. That's what I would say. And if ever anything happened like that again, well, it won't. When you've escaped from it twice, you don't do it again. But you must put it to them. You're accepting it was their choice. That's how you get through it. And you know, inside myself, I know what I should be doing, but in reality, I freeze. So the more you are accepting that it was their choice, the more it fades. So this is them and this is you. Hey, I'm accepting that it was your choice to do that to me. Thank you, universe. I'm ready to move forward. So this choice goes over here and you go forward. And then as you keep saying it, this shrinks because you're not giving it attention. You're saying you've done it, finished, accepted it. Whereby when it's like painful and how dare they do this to me, that's cruel and it's this and it's that, and I know it is, but if you accept it was their choice, the choice shrinks because you move forward. But if you keep saying you did this, you did that, you build it up and you make it bigger. It's feeding it. And if you join in the realign to your true self, you'll understand what feeding something means, because we talk about feeding. No, exactly, Tracy, but you've got to make yourself right now. And that's what you do. You're not going to do this in 6 months. You're going to make a difference in 6 months, but you'll make a whole... Within 2 years, you won't know yourself. So what's Kim saying here? Good morning. Good. I keep saying good morning. Jan, just a suggestion about relaxing music. We need to listen to music which tempo is 432. This works in conjunction with our brains. There are many to choose from on YouTube. Hope that helps. Yeah. So Kim's given a suggestion there. For 432, I think it's megahertz that you're looking for. 432 megahertz. Now, all the different megahertz vibrations do resonate with different parts of your brain and different parts of your body. So Kim's obviously had experience in this, so that's something to try if you want to, and see how it resonates with you. So 432 megahertz meditation music, just put that in YouTube and you'll find it. It does make sense, Tracy. Will you come on my thing in November, Tracy? Snoopy, Snoopy, lurky, lurky, Bambi. Some people on here are in the group that I've just finished. So they're just coming in to have a look at what we're doing, and there's a lot of this stuff. So I've written your name down. When I've set the Zoom link up, I shall send it to you via Messenger. So if you're not a friend of mine, you know it will go to the other folder. So you need to check it. And it starts on November the 1st. And it will be at 7 p.m. And you must really attend the first one. Any other one, you can watch the replay. But if you attend every time, then you've got the... you can see what everyone else in the group is doing and talking about. And it does help you. Definitely need to be on that. All Georgina, Nikki and Tracy, 100%. Anybody else can come, but you are the ones that stand out to me. So I'm giving away, I said, I'm giving away two 30-minute calls with me to talk about anything to do with this or what you feel stuck in if you want any help. I would like to give one to Georgina, but Georgina, there's a condition. I shouldn't do this really, this is naughty. But I want to give it to you after November, after you've done the course with me. So I don't want to do it now because I want you to do the course and then we'll see where you're at. So would you be accepting of that, a 30-minute call with me after the course? And, oh, tempo. Oh, I thought it was megahertz. Oh, sorry, Kim. Not megahertz. What am I thinking then? Tempo. Okie dokie. Tempo. Good, Kelly, thank you. Thank you. Diane's on the court. Diane's doing it. She's just recommending it here. You will change. There's no doubt about that you'll change by being on there, and you'll have ha-ha moments. So the other person, so can I do that for you as well, Stacey? Stacey. I'm taking the S off Styles and making it Stacey. So can I do that for you as well? When you've finished the November, then have a one-to-one with me 30 minutes after. So that's the 2 that I'm giving away. So I give away another 30 minutes tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday. But yeah, if you two have it, let me write that down. So just 30 min and 30 min there. And make sure you remind me, because I do forget things. And then when you've done it, we'll talk about what you've done, where you've come from, and how you can carry on forward. Is that all right for you, Tracy? Yeah, so there we go then. But I'll write it down, but please remind me, if I might forget, because once I start doing that in November, then I get busy into it, and I just lose myself in it. So that's good. So I am going to go now, and I'm going to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your little stories and different things, and listening and taking on board what I say, because I know it works. And I can't wait to see, well, I know you're going to come here for the next 3 times till Friday, and then tomorrow is 7, Thursday and Friday is 1 p.m, so you might have to watch the replay, and I will see you tomorrow. So take care, everyone. Thank you for being here and sharing. See you in the morning. I keep saying in the morning. Bambi, I might be late for our session because I think it's the morning now. Oh dear. You're welcome, Georgina. You're welcome. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.